Posted on the Moon Studios presents Can You Hear Me Now? The podcast.
What's up, congregation? It's DJ Auntee Mimi, the biggest shit talker.
And I'm Prince Ali.
And we are back with a brand new
Can You Hear Me Now?
The podcast.
Yeah.
It's been a long, long time since you went away. We gotta stop doing this.
I'm doing what?
Going on these
What I do?
extended.
What I did?
These extended breaks. Cause WTF, life be lifing. It ain't even like for play. Like, listen, but we gonna stop y'all. Cause we really do got some dedicated like people that listen to it, that look forward to the show. And we be missing in action.
Yeah, it's me.
No, it's not just you.
You want to blame me. It's okay.
It's really 50-50. It's really 50-50. Cause I was going through it too.
Yeah.
And I didn't even realize I was going through it. When I felt motherhood, right? It's like a double dutch. Like you jumping in, you're jumping, and then you trip. And then you try to get back in, and you're jumping, and then your turner is whack.
Cause what? The baby be tripping you?
No. It's just a juggling. So somebody told me that I overthink motherhood. I think that I'm just focused on being like super duper intentional, that like I'm working myself up.
Yeah.
And I'm causing my anxiety to raise like 10,000%. And it's really not, it's deep, but it's really not that deep, as deep as I'm making it out to be. But I don't know. She's like my focus, and she takes a lot of my energy and a lot of my time, which is, natural because I'm a stay-at-home mom.
Like, is it you putting the pressure on yourself, or do you feel like
Probably.
It's coming from elsewhere?
No. It's definitely me putting the pressure on myself. And then on top of that, like, I don't have a village. You feel me? Like, it's really just me and my husband. And the village, the people that I do have in place to help out and jump in when needed
are not consistent.
And then I've come to a realization, like, I'm really like in tune with like my inner thoughts, and I feel like that's God talking to me all the time. And he told me, like, your help is going to be bought help. Like, your village is not going to be just like a nana or grandma, like, just bring me my baby, or I'm coming over to my, like, it's not going to be that. It's going to be people that want to be around your child and want to help out, but you definitely going to have to compensate.
Yeah, I came to that same conclusion. Not necessarily, I mean, different circumstances, but yeah, like, it's not going to be the same. Like, I agree with you. And it's not to say that there aren't people in my life, but as far as like that day to day, that consistent, like,
just somebody that's there, when you need them there. I don't always need you here.
Yeah.
But it's like, damn, you look up and it's literally like nobody. Like this past week was really rough because my baby was going through like not feeling well, like TMI, but like constipation. Babies go through that when they're starting to eat more solids and stuff like that. And I really like had to, mother shit, like natural instinct, but like not go to my hair appointment, go to the doctor, like take an emergency appointment, like walk around looking like a chicken head when my baby comes first. And like, but there was literally nobody I could call to be like, listen, she ain't shitting in 3 days. What do I do? That means everything,
Yeah, I get it.
So the fact that I had like a little minor nervous breakdown.
I feel like, and you might agree with me, but I just kind of feel like that's been the story of my life in regards to a lot of situations. Again, it's not to say that there aren't people there, like, but like I feel like a lot of the adult situations that I've dealt with, I've kind of faced head on, just kind of like
by yourself.
Okay, well.
So question.
The bridge is here. Time to cross it.
Okay, so with me, I don't know if this is with you, but like there are people that are in my life that are like, if you need me, call me. But do I take them up? Like, am I really that person to be like, look, I'm in the middle of some bullshit or something has happened. Like, I'm really not that person to call you in the middle of a quote unquote crisis. Like, I like to let people know, like, yeah, that was like how I'm letting y'all know, like, this was crazy last week, but like, we got through it. Like, we got through the constipation.
Same. However, I will say, like, if you've made me feel comfortable coming to you in that type of like regard, then it's different. And when I say that, like, let me clarify. Like, I'll be honest, I hold grudges. So if at any point you've ever made me feel like don't come to me with this, like, I can't ask you, like, if at any point I feel like I asked you for something simple and easy and you kind of made me feel like, excuse me, then I'll probably never
ask you again.
And I know that's pride, but I'll probably, and two, A, because I'm proud, but B, because I do also understand, like, everybody has life. You know, like, I don't know. Everybody is going through something. Who am I to ask you for yours? Because I'm going through something. You're going through something too, you know?
Yeah.
And you may not even have the capacity, not even financially, just
even the mental capacity to hear me out.
Yeah, you may not be there.
I feel it.
Where I need you to be, at least. So, you know, no harm, no foul.
I feel like we're similar in that way. But, like, for me, like, if you, like you said, if you ever make me feel some type of way, like, I would never ask you again. Or it would be, like, my last resort. Like, okay, now I have to bite the bullet and, like, open up my mouth and, like, ask you because my pride and a little bit of ego. But what about on the opposite end of that? Like, do you feel like people can call you in the middle of, like, listen, I can't pay my rent, and, like,
yes, but you can absolutely call me. Don't expect, like, I hope you're not expecting it. And that's not to say, like, my thing is, I'm 100% a giver, so if I have it and you need it, you have it. You know what I mean? So it's not, don't ask me for my money, but
don't ask me for my money.
I don't be having it. So don't be offended when I say, no, I ain't got it. Like, you can ask me, but
okay.
I mean, but into, like, I used to go through this with my friends, exactly with how you just looked when I said that. And when I say this, I mean, like, at a young age where it's like people really don't be having no kind of money. I've always been that, like, I don't have any money. I'm gonna keep a little tuck.
That's
like,
always your story.
I'm gonna keep a little something, but it's not for that. It's not to go on a bender.
It's not to help you out.
No.
But you keep a coin, friend. I feel like your version of, like, I don't have it is like other people, like, I got it.
I'm so nervous. Like, I'm so nervous of literally not having anything, of literally needing $10. Like, that is, like, and it happens, but I mean, like, no. I been there,
call and
been there, done it. I'll never put myself in a position where it's like, I just don't have anything.
Yeah.
Like, what am I gonna do?
Same.
So
I will psych myself out to pretend like I just don't have a dime.
Yeah.
And figure it out while I have a little.
And the more I have in the tuck, the easier it is to pretend like I don't have anything.
Because I like looking at it.
Honestly, yeah. It's like a little plant, watching it grow.
Yeah, I like that. But I don't know. I find myself, like, there's a couple people in my life that, like, it's always a crisis.
I'm one of those people. I don't know if I'm that person in your life, but
I
feel like one of those people
not
just
that
kind of in general. That's what also makes me like.
You're not that person to me.
No, yeah.
But then as a rash, like, I feel like I've done, especially being at home, like, with Callie, like, I've done a lot of, like, self-work, like, mental work and shadow work, where I'm, like, looking into, like, myself and, like, kind of looking at my situation and, like, how I am with people and evaluating that. So I feel like I kind of am better at evaluating other people's circumstances. And it's like, you are always in some shit because of the choices that you, and it's like, how do you tell a grown adult that, like, your choices are fucked? It's the headphones. Did you see that video with Shamar? I feel like I
With the
always,
roach?
yeah, it was like,
Yeah.
it's not a bug, it's a roach.
Leave Shamar alone.
It's a roach, and he killed it right over the stove. Like,
It's not a bug. It's a roach.
it's a roach. It's worse than a bug.
To some people, everybody got roaches. So, you know.
I feel like, never mind. I'm gonna keep my comments to myself.
Like he has roaches?
No, I feel like, I'm not gonna say that. Yeah, I don't feel like he just got roaches. No, he don't look like he just got roaches. But I don't even know what that looks like. I know what it smells like. You know what a roach smell like? Like a roach house?
I just know what like dirty. Like just dirty.
A dirty clothes.
Just I know what a dirty house smells
But
like.
it's like a roach smell. Like I know when somebody had roaches, even if they outside and they clothes just has a smell.
Like what?
But
Like syrup?
No, I can't describe it, but it's like a dirty smell, but it smells like Raid and like Combat and roaches.
Like chemical?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like roaches have a smell, but that's because I didn't grow up with roaches. Let me clear that up. But I did have, like, my grandma had roaches really bad, and my aunt had roaches really bad, and I would kick and scream and cry when my mom would have to drop me off over there because she wanted to go to the club, and I had to go over to the house with roaches and like put cotton balls in my ears and shit,
Oh, geez.
and not eat the cereal because the roaches are crawling into the cereal. And like when you're watching TV, like a roach can crawl across the TV. Like it was really bad. So I know what like roach houses like feel like. No, like I would move out expeditiously if I ever seen a roach in my house.
Yeah, same. I'm ants give me the willies as well, which I know they're just kind of like a sign of the season sometimes, but
I can live with ants. I
cannot live with ants.
I can't live with ants, but I'll kill the ants.
The willies will be all over me. I cannot. Cannot.
You'll be itchy.
Yeah. Like especially when there's like a literal no.
A trail of the black. I haven't seen black ants, but I don't have bugs. But like, remember the trail of black ants? Is that like a California thing?
Maybe.
Because I've never seen like a trail of black ants. I was so bored as a kid that I would go outside and like kill red ants. Like, and you know, when you stomp on them or come.
I got bit by red ants. Like I stood on a red ant hill at like probably like 6 or 7 years old, maybe even younger than that. But it like I would never it made me not even want to walk through the dirt ever again. Like it was.
And you got bit up
very badly. Like my whole right ankle was.
Why did you stand there?
I didn't. It wasn't on purpose. Like the kids were outside playing. I want to say we were like playing baseball, stickball, and maybe I don't know what we were doing. We were kids and we were just standing outside. And you know, Vegas. This is before I lived here, but like, you know, Vegas has a lot of like dirt lots. Not grass lots, but just like dirt. So we were just in the dirt lot playing, and I just so happened to stand on a red anthill. That's the end of that story.
And you got bit up.
Yeah, so now I don't mess with ants. I don't know why you would want to challenge a red ant.
Yeah, I used to play with them. They were like my friends.
Like Drop Dead Fred.
Yeah. I had no friends as a kid. I was the youngest of two mean sisters. Now I'm an only child. But anywho. So what's been tea with you? What's going on? It's been a minute since we sat down and did this hair thing that we do.
Just
Life.
Pulling, 2024 was a really I don't know what the word is, like where it makes you like want to slap yourself 17 times.
Did you do
and
it?
Shake yourself. If I could have, I would have. Like if I could get a really good slap in, I probably would have. Like by the end of 2024, I was sick of myself. Absolutely, completely sick of myself. So 2025 has been a year of putting that, pulling yourself together into motion, you know?
I feel it. I see it.
Do
I
you?
love it.
Do you? Thank you.
I see
Appreciate it.
Yeah. I feel like secretly we're kind of, but secretly we kind of go through things and like hope nobody can tell.
I do. I tell people all the time, like people get really offended. We talked about this before, but like people get really offended because I kind of disappear when I'm going through stuff. I really hate I hate that guy that comes around knowing he's sad and just wants to put his sad, like looking
And
for
everybody
somebody
else
to be
project.
sad with him. Like, can you come sit in the corner with me so we can talk about my problem? Like, I hate that guy. So at that, but on the opposite side, I do my best not to be that guy. So yeah, when I'm sad or mean or mad or whatever the
Become
emotion
recluse.
is, I just stay to myself. I stay out of people's way.
Yeah.
Like, I get really snippy. Like, maybe not mean. I don't know. Maybe some people would call it mean, but I get really, like, short fused and, like, easily annoyed. Like, I'm not a fun person when I'm not happy. I'm not fun. So when I'm not happy, I stay away. You know?
I've never seen you not happy because you do exactly that. So I don't know. You know.
Yeah, I don't want to bring the party down. Who am I? It's your birthday. Why would I want to come here and be all sad and droopy?
Who does that?
Yeah, why would I want to bring a little cloud to your birthday party? Like, that's weird. No, enjoy.
If you do that, please stop. Okay.
Yeah, eat, drink, and be merry.
Yeah, life has been life, and like I said, like I've really been trying to like just figure out who I am, and I've said this and I'm saying it again, as a mother, wife, bad bitch, businesswoman. I can honestly say I see why, in the Black community especially, why we don't make it to the first birthday, because listen, the challenges, it's not even the child, it is maneuvering the relationship differently when you have this new person.
Without telling your personal business, what one word would you use to kind of summarize or describe what you would say, like, majority of, compared to like pre-pregnancy, post-pregnancy, or post-baby issues are, like, from your point of view? One word.
My personal challenge, or our personal challenges is communication.
And clarify that.
Okay, so when I say that, I mean, communication and initiative.
Like, give your expectation versus how it may actually play out.
Okay, so because I'm somebody that I've been married for a really, really long time. We just made 15 years, but I still have like independent tendencies. So without the baby, like he's able to do what he wants to, and within the home, like do what he wants to do, and I'm able to like maneuver and do what I want to do. And then when we come together, we come together. But when you have a child, and me being who I am, like that independent thinking, like it automatically kicks on. It's like, I'm going to do, when I wake up, I have to do this, I have to change the baby, feed the baby, put clothes in the washer, clean the toilets, wash the dishes, wash the bottles. And it's like, he's so used to me, like, oh, okay, she got it. Like, you do it so easy. Like, you look good doing it. But in actuality, it's like, well, maybe I should, maybe.
Yeah. So
she got it, but does she want to have it?
Like, in your head, like when you, and I'm genuinely asking, like, because this sounds like I'm assuming, I don't have kids, but I'm assuming this is like common, but
I'm sure it is.
In your head, so you said you wake up first thing in the morning and you kind of start planning everything out that you need to do. How much of that do you say I need him to do versus I need to do?
None of
like
it.
In your head, I'm asking.
None.
So all of it in your head is you need to do. So, like, in regards to communication, do you feel like you set an expectation without including him? I say this to people a lot, actually a lot, and I'm saying this now because I've started paying it. You know how once you start paying attention to something, you kind of notice it more often. And I have this thing where I try and be as thorough as I can and as intentional as I can when I'm explaining stuff. So that leads me to pay attention to people who are not necessarily paying attention to things. In regards to the conversation, that is. So a lot of times I find myself stopping people, like maybe not in the middle of a conversation, but very early on in a conversation, to say, I need you to include me in on the part of the conversation that you had before you became audible. Meaning, like, the part of the conversation that you started in your head and then decided to let me speak this part and start including you. Like, I need you to include me on the part of the conversation that you had with just yourself. Like, you're starting from a point where I don't know where this came from, or I don't know how we got here, or I don't know what we're even talking about, because the first 5 minutes of trying to figure out where this conversation is going was had inside of your head, not out loud. I had no clue of. Right.
I get it.
So that's just to say, like, do you feel like...
So when I say communication, it's communication on both ends. So me still trying to be that independent person and still do things and not even understanding that he don't even know that you need him to step in.
But at the same time, there's certain things that he should automatically
if you're paying attention to your...
Or even if you're not paying attention, even if I don't know if you need this or not, but I know I should offer to do this.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm saying on the opposite side from what I just
not
said.
Even offer. Maybe I should just do it, right? So that's where we were butting heads. And that's what we decided to seek therapy, because I'm, like you said, I'm having a whole conversation. I'm feeling some type of way within myself because I'm doing all these things. And I didn't even let you know that.
Because even if it's not like a conversation, so to say, you've hyped yourself up in your head one way or another. You know what I mean? Like, you've brought yourself to the point of finally including him and saying, let me say this out loud to you.
Yeah.
I've been sitting here thinking about this for the last however long I have, be it 10 seconds or 10 years. I've been sitting here thinking about this. And now I've got my words together to say to you out loud. But what were the initial words? Like, what brought you to the point of using those words? Like, I don't get how we... And again, it's not to say that you're not making sense so much as... help me out by including me in on what brought you to this point of being annoyed or being upset or being,
just at your last straw. Just say, and that's where communication comes in, effective communication. It's like, well, why didn't you? And his argument is always, well, you should have just said you needed help. You know,
I say this all the time. I really feel like it's important to. I'm speaking about I'm saying this in regards to your spouse, your husband, but like just people, the world, everybody that you deal with, like. Some people call it code switching, but I don't think of it as that so much as I just want to be able to speak to you in a way that you're actually going to be able to receive it and process it the way I need you to.
Yeah.
Versus me trying to use my own language and say it the way I'm comfortable saying it. And you don't know what I just said or what the point I was trying to make. You may understand the words I use, but the point that I was getting to may have gone over your head. You know what I mean? Like, I fully believe in learning to speak somebody's language if you're going to be speaking to them.
Absolutely.
About sensitive subjects, just in general, like...
Absolutely.
You have, like, I really believe it's like trying to speak Spanish to an Asian person and really get your feelings across, like...
Yeah, it's going to be complete gibberish.
Yeah, it's going to be lost in translation, unfortunately, so...
No, I get it. And that's why, you know, we weren't understanding each other. So, okay, so we need therapy. So now we go to therapy once a week. Shout out to our therapist because we're making progress. We still together. And it's working. Like, it's not a magic switch that you just turn on or off, but the tools that we are given weekly are definitely helping, because we have to understand, like, I came from a broken situation. He came from a broken situation. Yeah, we were okay. We've gone through our things, like, within our marriage, but adding in a whole nother child, and he wants to be the best parent he can be. I want to be the best mother I can be. And we're trying to still be each other's person.
Yeah.
Now it's all remixed, and now we have to reconfigure it out. So
while being a third person's person.
Yeah. So, yeah, but listen. It's been a journey, to say the least. But we're still here. We're still trekking on. And, yeah.
Relationships are tough.
They are.
All
relationships are tough.
Easy. Or fun.
It should be fun. A little fun.
Yeah, but nobody said they would be. They are a little fun.
It should be fun. If it's not fun, then what are we doing?
Yeah.
Do you believe in being friends first?
Not necessarily. I don't see anything. I don't object to it, but I don't think it's... I'm the kind of person, once I look at you as a friend, I'll probably always look at you as a friend.
Huh?
You know?
Yeah.
Like, and it's not to say that I could never fall in love with a friend, but...
Well, I mean, like...
Like, I get what I know the question. I know the, let's be friends first. Let's build a friendship. But to me, I take things very literal. When I hear if somebody was to say to me, "Let's build a friendship,"
That's it.
I literally start focus. Like I talk to my friends about the people that I'm dating. I talk to my friends about stuff like that. That would be unsavory. Nobody. But if I would talk to my friends about
it. Are you ready to mingle?
No.
No.
No. No. I think this is a year for self, personally.
How does that look? Like, is it... I'm just curious. Are you like just turning everything down that come your way? Like, no, it's just for self. Like, I'm cool. I'm chilling. Like, I'm not going on any coffee dates, no drinks, no dinners.
Nothing's really coming my way.
Longhorn Steakhouse.
I would 100 if everything fell into place and it was right. I'd 100% go to Longhorn with somebody.
No sex.
Yeah, none of that. But no, I don't. It's not like there's nobody to really turn down right now. Like, it's not me being snotty and turning people down. It's really like I feel like my purpose in life for this year is to enjoy myself by myself.
I like that.
I feel like when it's time, there will be prospects to turn down and reject, but right now and again, I'm not saying it like that, but
you said it like that.
Yeah, there's nobody. It's just me. Same OG.
Same OG. Now let's get into Wendy. Wendy Williams, our girl.
Yeah.
For life.
G4L.
Purple chair.
I'm so sad for her. I'm so happy for her. I take that back. I'm so happy for her.
It's looking up for her.
Things are going in the right direction. You know, I feel like I still kind of want to boycott Harvey Weinstein, but or Harvey Levin, excuse me. But he's already boycotted. But no, Harvey Levin, I kind of don't feel like he's 100% for us. And I don't mean like
he's ever been, but,
yeah, like I don't even think he's an ally at this point. Like I kind of feel like even though the documentary that he did on Tubi wasn't I don't think
was it Wendy approved or he just okay.
Yeah, like no, he was talking to her on the phone the whole time. It was like an actual interview. Like she was hiding in her hotel room, but
I hate this for her.
Yeah. It was an actual interview. So that's why I say I don't think it was like
malicious.
Yeah, I don't think it was with the intention of doing anything malicious of any sort. But I feel like just kind of looking at some of the stills he chose, some of the photos, some of the...
They were less than flattering for Wendy. It was like Wendy and her scooter.
No, just making crazy... You know, Wendy makes crazy faces and Wendy is animated, so...
Well, that was just to create
viewership. Again, probably. I don't think the interview itself was malicious. I just more so... You know, are you really on her team, Harvey?
Is that what he made it seem like?
Like he was on her team? Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, he was like kind of in his Diane Sawyer bag, but, you know, it was an interview.
Did he ask her, did you smoke crack?
No.
Like Diane Sawyer asked Whitney?
I think he would have. Like, the interview definitely would have went that direction if that was an accusation. It definitely would have went that direction. So
are they saying that Wendy Williams is an alcoholic?
No, they're saying she's demented.
But she passed the evaluation, right?
That was just recently. That was just like within days.
But they try to put the dementia on her.
Well, the whole thing has been that she's demented. Yeah, like she has frontal lobe
dementia,
dysplasia or something. I forget the exact term. I'm sorry, but yeah, that's been the accusation, which is more so a thing. So basically, in the TMZ interview, they kind of touched on that. Like, okay, so again, I forget the exact diagnosis, but they're saying she has frontal lobe, whatever. But which we all saw, and they said this, but we all saw that at one point she was kind of out of her wits. You know what I mean? There was a time when she was out of her wits.
Well, I think she said she relapsed, so she was on alcohol at one point.
Right. So that to say, like, he brought in a specialist who confirmed that whatever diagnosis they've given her, considering that at one point she was kind of displaced, as opposed to now she seems well within her wits. Like, he was asking the specialist, like, is it possible for it to go in that direction? Like, okay, it was going south, but now it's headed back north. And the specialist was saying, no, that's not something that happens. However, there is another condition which is called alcohol-induced dementia or something of that sort. I may be getting that wrong as well, but alcohol-induced something or another, which does revert. Basically, like we're seeing with Wendy. Like, yeah, she was sounding out of her mind, but now she's very much so sounding back within her mind. You know what I mean? So that to say, like, very much so. And again, like you confirmed, she said she relapsed. Like, there was not really a question of whether she was using alcohol. We saw was it on Lifetime? Not Lifetime. What was it on?
I think it was Lifetime.
The show? It
was like a 2-part, 3-part.
Yeah.
I think it was Lifetime.
Like, yeah, we saw her getting loaded. She had a bottle of Smirnoff or something.
Hiding that bottle.
Kettle One. Yeah, she had a bottle of Kettle One hidden by her bed. Like, there was no question of whether she was drinking or not.
I would drink too. Somebody had you locked up in a room. I'm gonna get fucked up.
Well, this in the documentary, the old documentary, that was before she was actually.
But she was. Oh still, no, like,
she had a what do you call it?
Conservatorship.
Yeah,
it was still she wasn't in the facility, but she was like in an apartment, and like they wouldn't let her leave. Yeah, and then they didn't they do something with her cat and something. Like they got rid of
him. Yeah,
that's fucked up.
Yeah.
That is so messed up. Like, I love Wendy Williams. I was trying to find what the diagnosis. I know it's some type of dementia.
Like, I know people lean one way or the other in regards to Wendy and her career. I 100%.
She did her job.
Yeah, I lean towards that
and
side.
And she wasn't wrong 88.8% of the time.
It's the thing is, like, the people that she was talking about were listening to her. Or like actually listening to her versus us who are nobodies to all these famous people, and they don't listen or give a shit about what we're talking about. You know what I mean? Like, she was saying the stuff that if we had the knowledge, we would have been talking about the same thing, whether it was confirmed or unconfirmed. Like, if somebody's exactly the same things that we all would have been sitting at our kitchen tables, at our backyard barbecues, at our, you know what I mean? Like, we would have been having the same exact conversations and making the same comments that she was making if we had the intel that she had.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't feel offended. I feel like it does suck, but at the same time, I also feel like when you sign on to be
Harvey does the same thing. You know, Harvey Leving does the same thing. It just looks different. Right. And I feel like society comes down harder on people like Wendy because she is a black woman, but a Caucasian
and she's
man.
Not shy about it. And she's not, I mean, again, like you just brought up, Diane Sawyer asked Whitney if she was on crack. So, which is not a far-fetched question for the time, but again, why would we hold Wendy, like,
to the fire and not Diane Sawyer? You know what I'm saying? Like, Diane Sawyer has, I'm sure, accolades for the journalism that she's done throughout her career, but Wendy Williams, we crucify her. Like, she's gonna speak on what is relatable to her. Like, Wendy talked about Hot Topics, which was hip hop, national, you know, entertainment, all of that. So it's like she's not trying to bring down her people. She's just doing her job.
And y'all be talking about stuff that's not relevant to y'all. Nobody cares. So,
like what? What, friend?
Everything.
Speaking of relevance, let's get into Atlanta Housewives. So the season premiere, I believe it was season 9, 8.
No.
What season is we in? 15?
Something like that, yeah. It's like high. Atlanta was the second franchise.
Umpteen season of Atlanta Housewives premiered a couple days ago. And I need to be convinced. Like, I was really like, I hold Atlanta Housewives in like my top 3 of reality gold. You feel me? Like, and these newbies that are on my screen are not giving what I need for Atlanta. It's giving love and hip hop. It's giving, it's hard to watch. And I know Atlanta is a space where it's all about self-improvement and nip and tuck and plump and pull, but whew.
Their reality TV gold.
The plastic, let me try to read the looks that were on my screen were hard to watch?
On Atlanta?
The Botox, the lip fillers,
Who specifically?
I don't even know their names. It's the new
The
kids on the block.
The two girls.
And it's 3 newbies, but
the two girls that were
the
Portia and Shamia's friends.
What was their name? Kim?
I can't remember.
And Kim. Was it Kim?
No, I don't know. I can't remember. I'm not sure their names, but
even does Portia look different to you or not? Am I tripping?
Not different. She's definitely.
She had a facelift
from her first season. Definitely looks different.
Definitely first season, but I'm saying from like last year.
No, she didn't look different. Maybe because I've been seeing her consistently, so if she did do something, it went unnoticed. But no, she didn't look different.
Okay, so we have Miss. That is not it. This is not the
Sheree
cast.
Whitfield,
the girl
and Deshaun
that
Snow.
they got Lisa Wu on
Lisa
here.
Wu.
Like, what? This is not the cast. So,
what if that was Lisa Wu? Which, by the way, if y'all haven't heard, the word is she's an industry HOE.
I thought she
Did you
was
hear
a
that?
smoker, like a crackhead back in the day. Wasn't she
Lisa
with Keith
Wu.
Sweat?
No, she
I
was
think
with
she-
Aaron Hall, I think.
Aaron Hall. So I think when she first came on Atlanta Housewives, she admitted that she like used to be like a dope fiend.
What?
I swear, I'm not making that up. I swear that's what happened.
No, wait a minute now.
Like a brief
I've
stint.
been watching Housewives since Atlanta Housewives, really all Housewives, including Orange County since day one, but Atlanta specifically since day one. I ain't never heard Lisa Wu
I
say
heard
she
that.
used to
I'll
smoke
look
crack.
it up. I promise you. Google Smoogle.
But ask Jeeves.
Ask who?
Jeeves.
Who's Jeeves?
Google it.
Okay, I'm gonna Google it. But let me give y'all the name. So we got. This is
That's
wrong.
not it either. It's not
Portia, Drew Sidora, Brittany, Edie, Kelly, I'm
Brittany
here
and
for
Kelly.
Shamia and
Shamia.
Angela.
It's Brittany and Kelly. They look like the same person, but Shamia.
Shamia.
Who knew?
I knew.
Talk about low key. I love it. My kind of girl. My style. Low key and pop out. Sometimes you got to pop out.
Show in words, okay?
Never tried to compete. And it's no shade to Marlo, but never tried to compete for a peach. Never even asked for one.
I watched her on an interview and she said that they've approached her several times, but her husband
She was unconcerned about it. My point is,
she don't
like,
need to, and I
she was
I
really
low
coming-
key don't want her on the show
She
to preserve
really-
her life and her marriage because, baby, you are big dog.
Did her shoulders get big?
Shamia's?
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
But yeah, she really
Big
came
dog
on and
Shamia.
acted like a friend to the show. Like she's really like the
And
literal sense, like
and
the literal sense, like not doing just enough, not doing too much, not. She literally came on as a friend to the show. And to find out, I thought you was a cheerleader all this time, Shamia.
And you
I thought you were I really in my head, my heart of hearts thought she was a cheerleader
Listen.
and just hung around the right crowds. Come to find
Shamia.
out, which may have been the case 10 years ago, but hey.
Life changes. Okay, so question, and I guess the season is going to reveal itself. But do you think Shamia is a friend to Portia and Portia is not a friend to Shamia?
I didn't really get that. Explain that. Like, explain the context behind the question.
Okay, so now that Shamia is at the forefront and she has her peach.
Yeah.
So now we look back at a couple seasons ago when Shamia got married.
Uh-huh.
Now, they call each other besties.
Uh-huh.
They're best friends, even before the show, since middle
Right,
school
right,
or something
right,
like that. Remember when they were sitting down and Shamia said, she was talking about her wedding. And Portia was saying, I'm not paying this amount to fly to Africa. And she was like, so she didn't even go to Shamia's wedding. And now, in retrospect, everything that Portia is going through with her divorce,
you have
with
to understand.
Simon,
Yeah, like you have to understand. I'm in such a place of life where I really like am trying to understand. Like coming from a place where I was so easily offended regardless of the context and the backstory of whatever was going on. Like, I'm in such a place where I really try and give grace because I need a lot of grace because I go through stuff and I'm sorry, whatever comes first comes first. And if that ain't first, what we discuss ain't first, that's not first. So that to say, like, kind of knowing and understanding the backstory, not even understanding, just like without knowing Portia's backstory, I would probably be like, she must be going through something. And I feel like Shamia probably understood that, and that's why it was just kind of like swept under the rug, for lack of a better term. But I'm not gonna say I wouldn't be offended, but at the end of the day, if it was my friend, like if it was you, I'd probably be like, like, you know, who knows what she's going through that she's not telling me.
So you have somebody that's your best friend that if you had a wedding, and yes, your wedding is a destination wedding, and they knew ahead of time,
Yeah.
and they were just like, I don't got it, like, and I'm not even gonna try to sit economy class because I'm not doing that, but I can't even afford no first class ticket. I'm not counting nobody's pockets or none of that. But for me, if I call somebody my best friend and I'm having a wedding,
especially from that point of view, like I really wouldn't, like I'd be hurt, like dang, but I wouldn't be like. We can only assume, but what if she really only had $40 in her bank account?
Portia Williams.
What if she really only had? What if she had enough to buy a first class ticket, but that would have left her with just enough to pay her bills and nothing else? Like, we just don't know. Like,
we don't know.
You know, I wouldn't be quick to be mad at. Like, my point is, I wouldn't be quick to take offense to somebody or to a situation because.
But it's not like, okay, I can bite the bullet. Like, if my friend, I don't know. I just take friendship.
I wouldn't want you to because if it was the opposite way, and I've been in that situation where it's like, I'm really trying my best to make it work.
That's not your best. Because if your best is, I'm going to sit in economy class and I'm going to be happy about it because I know that my friend.
But what if my body doesn't allow me to?
No, that's not the case.
But you don't know that. That's the thing.
That's not
because I went through a thing where I couldn't sit for more than 6 hours, or excuse me, for more than an hour without getting a cramp in my thigh. Like, I have turned down trips before. Like, I don't know what's going on. But I keep getting Charlie horses, and I'm not going anywhere. Like, it happens. Like, you don't know. What if she had blood clots?
Okay.
Tamar's ex-husband almost died.
So, right.
We just don't know. What if it's something that, like, you have to consider also, like, these people live their lives more or less in front of a camera. Like, some things may really be small, or it may be big, but some things they might just feel like putting their foot down and saying, I'm not sharing that. I don't have to explain why, but this is just it. You know what I mean? I just say that to say, like, I wouldn't 100% be offended if somebody explained.
If I call somebody my best friend and I ask you to come to my wedding and you ride in a Rolls Royce and living in.
But what if I ain't paid my car note in 3 months and they looking for this Rolls Royce?
But that's cool too. But I know as your friend, and I understand, like, we're playing devil. You're playing devil's advocate.
What if I had it at the time that I bought the Rolls Royce and I paid cash for it, and now I'm just trying to figure everything out?
Listen, I believe that you can give somebody too many passes, and I feel like that's going to come into fruition throughout the season. I don't feel like, just based on what we've seen, like, I don't know these people personally, but sometimes, and I've had experiences where I've been a friend to somebody and they ain't been a friend to me, and I see what that could look like, you know, and I feel like that's what that is, you know. She's a friend to her, but Portia not as good of a friend to her in return. It's not being reciprocated.
Here's what I feel about Portia. Like, I feel like just kind of watching her from then and now, I feel like she's one person that understood this game, this reality TV game, and I feel like
it's a dirty game.
Well, I feel the same way about Beyonce. Like, she understood, like, that music industry game and knows how to turn on and turn off. She goes on stage and flips that switch on. She does everything. She pop locks and drops, and then she goes off stage and turns it completely off. She goes dark. You know what I mean? Like, I think Portia has the same thing. So I feel like when it comes to, and Nene, same thing with Nene. Like, Nene, I feel like is half, like, her personality is half for the cameras and half realistic, actually. But like I think Portia totally turns on for the cameras and turns off, and I think she probably, or I would assume at least, she probably has a hard line in the sand of, this is how, like, these are topics that, yes, I'll go and I'll divulge, and then these are topics that, like, okay, it is what it is. And I mean, I say that to say, like, when we see her, like, and I think this for different people in reality TV, like, when we see them just kind of being like, okay, well, how you feel is how you feel, like, shutting down on a situation when we feel like they're supposed to really apologize or really go deep or really, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I feel like that's because I'm not doing this in front of the camera. Like, I'll call you, I'll text you, or we'll, you know, whatever the case is, but I'm not doing, or we won't be cool, but I'm not going off like this in front of the camera. Like,
Portia's
I feel like that's a lot of what we see. In front of the
cameras. Portia's done a lot. I disagree. She's done a lot in front of these cameras.
I think she's picked, and I think as time has gone on, she's began to pick and choose. But I think she's began to pick and choose what's good for TV. You have to consider, like, they also want to do and show what's good for TV. You know what I mean?
Do you think she fucked Bolo?
No. That would be weird. Why? Like, what sense would that make?
Who fucked Bolo?
I don't think anybody did.
So, Kenya lying?
I kind of think so. I think Kenya lies a lot. Another one who knows how to turn it on for the camera and be vicious and is probably sweet as pie. Because she's, like, every time Kenya's name comes up on camera, they all hate her. But then in between seasons and, you know, like, they're friends. Like, she's friends with everybody. Like,
so you think nobody fucked Bolo?
No, I hope not. That, again, what kind, like...
Listen, that would make a, like, they were living their life. They thought the cameras was down. They had this man with this meat who was a stripper. He was down. They was down.
I don't see that down. I'm not saying that nobody would have had sex with him in general in real life, but I don't see that being realistic.
So you don't think people fuck strippers?
I think people definitely do, but I don't think under the context that we're talking about. They're on this trip. There's how many, 5 or 8 or 12 of them in a house? Like, I don't. And yeah, the cameras were supposed to be off, but the house is rigged full of cameras. It's a house that was rented by the network for you. Like, the house is full of cameras. Like, yeah, they're supposed to be off, but are they ever really off? Like, we've seen this time after time after time on reality TV. Like, nobody watched Real World. Nobody watched Jersey Shore. Like, all the times that the camera was supposed to be off and we saw movement in the bed. Like, I again, yes, I believe the cameras may or may not have been supposed to be off, but I think after being on reality TV for over 8 years. I think they thought the camera,
I don't think any of them really trust the cameras. The crew left. However, just how in reality TV, the crew leaves, and pretty much the footage that is left after the crew leaves is you know, left in the, you know, it's not usable footage.
What I'm saying
so I think they thought that's what was going to happen. But Kenya said she heard moans coming from that direction, and that direction was Portia's room. Mm-hmm. Y'all was feeling freaky. I don't, for once.
You think Kenya and Walter were really dating?
Who was Walter?
Who Kenya entered the show with? Who said she paid him?
She probably paid him.
Yeah.
But Portia's a liar too.
Yeah. Portia was a young liar to me. Like, Portia was like that one friend that you, like, you know, you get cool with, but she's like fresh out of high school or younger than you, and it's like, okay, you didn't have to say, like, she's like that kind of, she was that kind of liar to me.
Question, and this is the big one. Do you think Portia took that lady husband?
Yeah.
Okay. At least you're not.
I do.
Too delusional about Portia.
Not at all. No, she definitely took that lady's husband.
Okay.
Like, at the point that we saw them, like, meeting, like, I personally believe they were already entangled at that point. Like, at the pool, pumps? Yeah, like, that was weird. Mm-hmm. That was so weird. That was so weird and awkward.
The fist pump.
Yeah, like,
yeah, I pay attention to everything.
Yeah, that was so awkward.
Yeah.
I think they already had something going on at that time. And being honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if the girl Fallon kind of knew it, but was trying to make her get her peach. So, she went along, played the game to get on the show. My
That's what I'm saying.
husband.
It's a dirty game.
Yeah, like I wouldn't. I do think she took that lady's husband, but I wouldn't be surprised if the girl knew it. Which is why she didn't raise a big fuss about it.
So the girl Kelly is not wrong for asking Portia on season 16 that we're in, why you take that lady husband?
Yeah,
and then now Portia is mad.
I do think
that
she's wrong. I 100%
think
she's wrong. Yeah.
For the first encounter.
Yeah.
You asking me? Okay.
Yeah, I mean first, second, third, 84th encounter. Don't. Excuse me, we're married. I mean, well, at this point they're divorced, but this is like respect the fact that I actually married this man. Like it's one thing when it's like around the streets and I'm messing around with him, but we're actually
she's doing
married.
it for a show too. She's trying to be on the franchise for
like the whole thing is to bring the drama. Like they don't want you if you're not dramatic and you don't keep drama going. So that's why I say like these ladies know how to turn on and turn off. They know how to shut down and have a hard line of no, that's not for the cameras, and okay, we can do this on the cameras. Like, yeah. Okay. But yeah, Portia took that lady's husband, and they had to give him back
to Africa. Yeah, karma. Is it karma?
What? No.
Do you believe in karma?
I don't think this is what Portia's going through.
Yeah.
I 100% do not think she's getting karma. I think this is all part of her. I think she's getting what she is hoped for. She's playing the role very well and has the big doe eyes and, whatever. But no, I think she knew this was coming. This is expected, not karma.
Okay. I mean.
Like, what do you think?
So when I say karma, I mean that, if you took that lady's husband and you thought that, your eyes was wide open and you saw the house and the cars and the lifestyle.
And you think she's now dealing with what?
And she's dealing with the backlash of that because everything that glitters is not.
Knowing that. She knew that was coming.
Well, according to her, she does. So we can only go off what she's saying. She said she didn't know that his lifestyle was kind of not what he made it.
No. What I'm saying is like the backlash from the public. Like she went in knowing that.
Well, backlash is probably the wrong word, but I'm saying like the backlash of thinking that you're getting. He
had something that he didn't have,
and it's not
maybe.
Real,
but I don't think that's the case. I think that there's something there. She just can't speak on it. I think that there's finances that she's been privy to that for her better interest as far as getting taken care of or getting her cut.
Getting what she needs out of the prenup.
Yeah. I think for her best interest, she's not going to rat him out, but there's finances. Like, I don't think
he's broke. Like, definitely finances, but I don't think it's what he made it seem like he had.
I think it was enough for her to see her plan through. Now, what I will say is her plan may have been to hopefully stay married to this Nigerian prince. And, I don't know what he is, but that may have been her initial her plan. And to have all this wealth, like that may have been initially and just put up with it, whether I like him or not. That may have been initially what she went in planning to do. But then when everything hit the fan, like, oh, you only have half of what I thought you had. Okay, well, we can go ahead and separate ways now,
No, I believe that part of it. Could you ever date for money?
I used to think so. No, I couldn't.
Yeah.
There's like to a certain degree, but no, that means no. Like there has to be some kind of attraction. Like being honest with you, I could be physically attracted to somebody. Let's say there was a rich person and I was physically attracted, but mentally was unattracted to you. Like that would end the whole thing.
Yeah.
That would end the whole thing.
I have to be mentally
stimulated.
I
could probably make pretend with somebody I was not physically attracted to before I could make pretend with somebody I was not mentally attracted to. Honestly. Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah. Same. Like my mental has to be stimulated to go anywhere, to do anything. There's no sex. There's no conversation. Like if I can't.
Or like if I think you're stupid.
I cannot think you're stupid.
Yeah, if I think you're dumber than me.
I have to think you're smarter than me.
Absolutely. But not so much smarter than me that it's intimidating.
But in certain ways, like,
yeah.
I never would have even thought of it that way. Like,
like Bill Gates, don't bring your ass around here. But like Steve Harvey, maybe.
Think like a man, huh?
Like that level of intelligence. Like not anybody crazy. Like don't come over here doing math and shit. But
Elon.
Yeah. Oh no. No, 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 no. Like in no way, in no
Yeah.
way.
No, but definitely you have to be smarter than me in certain ways. Like you have to where I lack, you have to have what I lack.
I just have to be able to ask a question. Like I have a lot of random thoughts throughout the day of just stuff that I have to know the answer to right here, right now. And I kind of want to come to you first to ask you, like, what do you think? Or, hey, like, that's like my odd way of initiating like a weird conversation. I want you to actually be able to answer those questions. You don't have to know the answer to every single random question I have.
Because they are random.
However, I want you to be able to like give me
Like,
a
what's your
legitimate, even if
favorite?
it's just like an educated guess that really makes sense, but might not be right, but it really made sense, all things considered. Like, I need to be able to have that kind of banter with you. Like, if I ask you why are wheels round and you say because they taste good, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I've talked to a lot of stupid people, and that was the end of everything.
Like, I can't be with somebody. So, how important is like I have to be with somebody that makes me laugh. Like, how important is that to you? Like we have to be able to
That's
like
part of like I guess
if we can't kiki like
that's part of the mental attraction.
If you can't laugh my panties off
Because I can't think your
them.
but see I can't think your jokes are stupid either. That's the other thing. Like
can't be corny.
Or just stupid, like, oh, that didn't take much thought to come up with that joke. Like, I like a joke that I kind of have to know what's going on or kind of have to think about, like, like, or something that you can say out loud, but only I'll get.
Funny,
yeah, like, but it has to be, like, an actual joke, not just, like, you did a stupid little dance and I just think you're hilarious. No, like,
we already
stimulate
talked
me.
about that. You don't like the Chris Brown types,
No.
like dancing types.
Or singers. No.
Yeah.
Nobody that everybody's going to ask.
You cannot have talent.
I just don't want, like, what... It may have been like my 19th or 20th birthday. Did I tell you this before? I said this before. And somebody that was we went to it was like a dinner party, so there was maybe like 12 or 15 people there, and one of them sang "Happy Birthday," but it was like a really long, drawn out version, like with a whole lot of
runs.
Yeah, vibrato. And it just made me so shy. Like, I don't like that kind of stuff. I don't... What is
What
this?
was your face like?
Like, what am I supposed to do? Like that. Like, I just stood there. Like, sat there. Like...
Bravo!
For 8 minutes? No, I don't like that.
Somebody you were dating?
No, not at all. It was actually just a friend, but he...
I just feel like, for you, like, anybody that... like if you were dating somebody and they were like, yeah, I'm like trying to build my comedy career, I'm gonna go down to the to the comedy club, you're gonna be like, oh,
okay.
Or
like that, like honestly, like a comedian, maybe if like you were actually like really my type of funny, like if I really actually legitimately, like aside from just being googly eyed, like if I legitimately found you funny, then maybe yeah.
What if it wasn't your type of comedy? What if it was like a Dave Chappelle type comedy?
Then not to say I like, okay, so
but other people
like
found
being honest, like let's say like just set the scenario like they were really successful at comedy. I just didn't see the hype, right?
What if they weren't successful?
No, let's say they were really successful.
Okay.
Like you said, everybody else found them funny. I just didn't get the comedy. Like I would probably come off as the most successful, or excuse me, the most supportive yet unsupportive boyfriend ever, because like, I'd support you in every way. I just can't sit there night after night. Like, I just can't sit there. Like, I can maybe go backstage and occupy myself,
But
and
not
then,
pay
like,
attention.
clap you up when you come.
But you don't have any constructive criticism. You can't talk to him about
If there's nothing
the
nice to
set.
say. Like, I'm not a comedian, so who am I to give any type
like
of
the
criticism?
people loved you.
I'm not a comedian, so who am I to give any type
I
of
think
insight
you're
or
funnier
criticism?
than you think you are.
I might be hilarious, but I'm not a comedian. So who am I to get... I've never gone on a stage and never will go on a stage to tell any kind of jokes. Who am I to give you any type of suggestion about your job that's clearly working for you? If that makes any sense. Because remember, they're successful. Everybody finds them funny but me. Like,
What if they weren't successful yet? How supportive would you be?
I would be as supportive as the bills were paid. So if it's making enough money and everything is intact, I am not mad. Like, you love it, it's supporting us, it's supporting you, you know, as opposed to like you hate your job and it's supporting us. That could be the opposite.
Yeah.
So I'd be supportive in that aspect. I'm just not gonna fake laugh. I'm sorry. I can't do it.
I feel like you would be the most unsupportive.
Like,
ever.
I could be supportive in the sense of like, I 100% support you. Like, I would hype you up and I'd listen to your, like, I'd let you like run them
But you
past
wouldn't
me.
laugh.
I wouldn't fake laugh. I wouldn't do that. Would you want somebody to fake laugh at your jokes?
No.
I wouldn't either. So no, I wouldn't do that to you.
No. And I think I'm pretty funny.
I might chuckle, like, oh, I like to let you know I understood that was a joke, but it wasn't like a hard laugh because I didn't find it funny.
Do you hard laugh? Ever?
Often.
Huh.
At myself though.
Yeah.
Like my jokes. My jokes are
You're
A1
the
top
funniest
tier.
people you
I
know.
mean, I've ever met.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. And you
What
don't want
about
to
you?
share that. You don't think you're a comedian.
I don't. I have a really specific, really kind of like
Niche.
yeah, sense of humor.
Sense of humor. Absolutely.
I do.
It's very strange sometimes.
And sometimes it rubs people the wrong way. So no, I'll never go in public and give the jokes that I have. You know?
Yeah. Are you your own best friend?
I don't know. Like, what does that consist of?
Like, just
I can definitely spend a week by myself.
love being with. I'm not like that because I
No.
love being with me too.
Yeah, like I could 100 like
I think I'm my own best friend.
amenities considered, all like proper amenities considered, I could spend one solid week, 7 days by
And not
myself.
say a word to anybody.
Yeah.
And I'll be okay.
Yeah. I could do it twice.
I would be refreshed. I'll be ready to talk. But I would feel so good and I'll have so much to say.
I don't think it would do that for me. I would just feel regular.
I would feel so good.
Like I wouldn't feel like, okay, let me get out there and have conversation. I would feel like,
I'll be
okay,
ready to
now
have
I'm regular.
I'll be ready to have conversation.
I would feel like, okay, this is the me that you guys want.
But
Like,
I wouldn't be dying to have a conversation.
I don't know if refreshed is the word
I
so
would
much
feel
as just
refreshed.
like
Sometimes I wish I
good
could
to
just
go.
shut the fuck up.
I would feel good to go.
Yeah.
Like,
I
okay.
want to shut the fuck up for at least 72 hours. Like, I don't want to say anything to anybody.
What kind of conversations do you have with yourself?
Now they are a lot of anxiety. Stop. I got because it's all anxiety. It's all me overthinking. So I have to like calm myself down. Like, okay, calm down. It's not that deep.
I calm myself a lot. I talk
Yeah.
myself through a lot of stuff.
It don't be that deep, and I make it that like I trip over the smallest thing, and I know that about me, and I have to self-talk myself to not trip over these things.
Do you know what? And this is bad to say, but like I find myself talking myself through, like in regards to calming myself down, like you're saying, like talking myself through a lot of situations that are like for me are stressful. I mean, probably for most of the
They're
world
regular
are stressful.
situations.
Yeah, but just basic. Like I'm running later than expected to work. Like the things that I say to myself in those kind of situations, like again, say I'm running late to work. Like, okay, am I actually late or am I just later than I want to be? Right? Okay, I'm just later than I want to be. Whatever. If I'm actually late, am I going to worry myself on time or am I just going to do my best to get there safely like I'm doing? Because right now at the moment in the hype of being stressed about it, I'm driving erratic because I'm stressed. So am I going to erratically stress myself on time or am I going to be late and get there safely and as quickly as I can?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I talk myself through a lot of stuff like that.
I think that's important when you deal with
Do
anxiety.
you relive arguments?
Yeah, a lot. It's like,
Is there any one argument that constantly comes up? Maybe not an argument. There's I won't say it out loud, but there's like not necessarily a specific argument that I wish I could go back to, but like a specific. There's like a couple separately, but like a few different specific comments. Like, I should have just got you and said this. I should have just said this. I had 3 opportunities to say this to you, and I never did because I'm a nice guy. But I should have said this to you. Or like, the next time we argue,
I can't wait
I know what I'm gonna say to you.
to clock your motherfucking tea. Okay. I wouldn't say arguments. There are situations that I relive in my head that I wish I would have spoken up sooner or more or stood up for myself. And I feel like, damn, like, am I a punk? Like, I feel like I let them punk me because I didn't speak up for myself, but or I didn't say it when I should have said it. But in actuality, I feel like I was being the bigger person because I know how I can get when I get to that level of anger, and I try really hard to not let myself get to that level of anger because there's no looking back once that happens.
Yeah.
But in retrospect, it's like, man, you let them punk you, like you a.
See, what's crazy is like, even though I'm saying like, I look back and there's certain things like the situation I just described is like stuff that I wish like, ooh, that would have been good to say, or ooh, this would have got you, or this would have shut you down. But the arguments that like I regret are the ones that I actually said the stuff in. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like those are the ones that I
Yeah.
actually feel like shit about.
Yeah,
on the
because you
inside.
said the mean things.
Not that I didn't mean
you
what I
went
was
to-
saying,
you
or
went
that
to
it didn't,
hell.
even if it actually needed to be said. Actually,
They took it low when you went to hell.
no,
You talked about their mama,
no,
they back tooth.
no. I don't see, and I'm not. I'm not even like there. What like when I was young, but like as an adult, like there was a time where I was like just a super hardcore, like go for the jugular kind of argumentative
Yeah.
person.
I don't
But
even have those encounters no more.
as an adult, I've never felt like if I don't care about you, there's no like there's not really an argument to be had. Like I may have something to say and get off like, oh okay, let me say this to you real quick, but I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. Like if I'm going back and forth with you, like we're arguing, it's because I care about you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And as an adult, I've never felt like I wanted to really hurt somebody. Like I may want to get you in line, I may want to, pull you back together, but I've never wanted to hurt somebody's feelings.
Yeah,
that I
I'm
care
not in that
about.
space
You know what I
anymore
mean?
either. I used to be a really mean person, and that's because I wasn't happy within myself. But the older I became, and like the more content I became with me, I don't feel the need to like hit people where it hurts. Like,
Because
you-
what is that? What do I gain?
Yeah,
from that? What do
like-
I gain from you walking away from this conversation feeling less of yourself?
But I do find myself, like when I said I didn't stand up for myself or speak up the way I feel like I should have, and in my mind I should have. Now, I probably need to will that in too. I don't let.
All right, take 2. So if I feel like somebody has said something or being weird towards me, like I call it out. Like for example, once once I passed my real estate exams recently, I went to the fingerprint place and it was a black lady there, and it was a small little facility, and she was kind of being like short with me, like she kind of like threw my license. I don't want to say throw it, but she kind of like tossed it. Like she didn't, when somebody walks into your building and your presence, you speak. She didn't say hello, and she kind of made like a little smart comment, like I forget what it was, but it was a little smart aleck. And I had to ask her, like, "Are you okay?" And she was like, "Oh, it was just a long day." Like I understand, but I don't know. Like I don't know. I just feel like sometimes people need to be like, you're not offering
Reminded.
customer service. Like reminded of like you're being
but
you're
at
being
the
kind of
same time,
nasty.
like yes, I agree. Sometimes people need to be reminded, but also I feel like we as a whole sometimes need to just not be offended by what somebody else is going through. Like, and it's not to say like the lady at the DMV is not supposed to be customer servicely and do her job, politely. It's not to say that she's not and she shouldn't be held to that. But okay, well, you got an attitude. I don't.
I mean, I get what you're saying. It's not going to impact my day. However, I'm interacting with you now, and I don't deserve that. Like, I'm just here to do what I need to do. And it just happens. I feel like people care less and less about their jobs and how the customer service they provide, the experiences they provide, and it's just gone to shit.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just get a little like, are you cool? Like.
And she probably like, bitch, is you cool?
She could have said that, and we could have hashed that out then. I'm cool.
Because if it was me at work and you asked me that, I'd have been like, you came, you asked me for something, and I gave it to you. What else? What else?
Next question.
What else? Okay, Candy don't like it. What else is going on?
I'm in a season of like calling it out. Like somebody made the girl who did my Bible, like she posted the video. I'm like, oh, send me the video so I can post it on my page or whatever. And I don't know. Maybe it could be me. It could be me. It could be just it's me. I'm not offended, but I'm just on edge a little bit. So somebody made like a laughing emoji on my video, and I said, "What's funny?" She was like, "Oh, your Bible's." Well, you could have said that, but like, why the laughing emoticon? Like,
sometimes people hit the wrong one.
I want to listen. We can clear that up too.
I just wouldn't have thought to say. I
just said, because I want to laugh too. Like, if I look funny, if I'm funny looking, like let me know. Don't just laugh at me.
See, I don't like that. And they're say, I don't know. That wouldn't have ruffled my feathers.
It didn't ruffle me, but I want to know what's funny.
I mean, it would. I've been in a place where, and it's not that about being ahead or behind, but I've just been there before, and I'm not there. Where it's like I get that. Like I get. What's up? What's funny?
What's funny?
I don't care what's funny today.
That day I care.
I just do not care.
I want to laugh too. I love laughing.
By yourself.
Yeah. I just want to know. Like, I don't want to make
you over there in the water by yourself.
I don't want to make assumptions.
When nobody like you a little comment.
I don't want to make assumptions, so I want to ask you directly.
And I feel like sometimes people just like that reaction. They just want a reaction. Why would I satisfy that?
She got it that day.
See, I wouldn't. That's not how not today. Not how my mind works. Like tomorrow may be different, but like today, my mind will be like, I'd rather you sit there by yourself without a response from anybody in regard. Like, I'd rather you feel stupid because nobody laughed with you.
I used to feel like that. I don't know. I thought maybe I feel like I let too much slide.
I feel like people get their thrills or their frills and their kicks when they see you get worked up.
I actually was funny.
But you may not be, but to her, that was I feel like you're satisfying. You gave her what she was looking for.
That's fine. I'm glad I can make your day. I moved on. Here we are talking about.
Because I would have moved on right then. Like, okay.
I told her it was funny.
Okay.
I did care that day, but
you over there laughing by yourself.
I want to laugh with you.
I know. I don't know you. I don't care. I don't want to laugh with you. But continue to laugh. Does anybody else know what you're laughing at? No. Nobody joined in on the conversation. Oh, okay.
I'm just in that season. If I see it, I'm gonna call it out. Simple. It ain't too much to it.
I get it. It's fun.
You know, it is. What else? So this month is Women's History Month, and the topic came up like, what do women deserve? Like, what do you feel like Black women deserve? What do we deserve? Me specifically. I'm just like, what do Black women deserve?
I don't know. More money? More pay? I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you guys deserve? What are you guys asking for right now?
Everything. Definitely more money, more pay.
You guys deserve everything.
Women deserve for men to stay out of our business. Like, it be a lot of men online in women business, and I feel like
that is such a double-edged sword.
I be confused.
I feel like that's such a double-edged. I don't disagree with you, but I feel like that's a double-edged sword because I don't feel like men can say the same thing back to women. I don't. I feel like there's so many.
I don't feel like women really be in man business.
I feel like every other video, a woman is calling a man sassy on Instagram right now. I feel like that's like the thing. That's like the catchphrase right now.
They be in women business, and that's sassy behavior. Do you know how many times, like, if I had a nickel for every time I've seen a man comment on a woman's body and what, for example, a comedian, well-known comedian, I stumbled across this video. We was talking about men don't want women with BBLs, like they don't want the BBL bodies and this and that. Like, y'all have a lot to say, but like the person that you are, you probably been with women with BBLs and you don't even know it. But to say that a man doesn't want a quote unquote wife or woman with a BBL, like what does that mean to you? You can say that you don't want a wife or woman with a BBL, but to try to speak on your soapbox for men and say that men don't want women with BBL, like that's being in women's business. Why does that concern you? If it look good, if it feel good, shit, fuck with it. If it don't, leave it where it is.
But is that different from a woman saying that women don't want men with any XYZ, whatever the case is?
What do we say?
I don't know. I'm just saying, would that be different if a woman was to say, women don't want men that do X, Y, or Z? Would that be different?
I don't see that a lot.
But would it be different if it happened?
It depends on what she's saying that she don't want. Like,
why does it depend?
If a woman is saying, I don't want a man that wears fake chains and fake Richard Millie's, like, yeah, like, is that the same thing?
I think so. You know?
Well, you could take a check, like, I don't know. It's just, to me, it's, maybe I'm biased, but to me, it's different. Like,
so explain why it's different.
Because you can take a chance, like, if I make a decision to go alter my body, it's my body, it's my temple, make a decision to alter my body, you can't sit up here as a man and tell me that a man doesn't want to, that's not going to take me serious, and I'm not wife material, and I don't love myself. That's not, so do you not love yourself because you're wearing a fake chain that you bought out the mall?
So my question is, if a woman was having the opposite conversation and she made that comment that a woman doesn't want a man wearing fake chains, would you feel the same way?
Probably, but I don't hear that. I don't hear that. Do you?
Yes. I mean, I'm not saying it in like a negative way, but
I've never seen a woman on the podcast to say we don't want niggas with fake chains.
Maybe not fake chains in specific. That was just the example. But constantly I hear women comment on what women do not want within a man. Just like I constantly hear men comment on what other men don't want within a woman. But
okay, I feel like that's character.
But that's a consistent conversation that's had. From my point of view, that's a consistent conversation on both sides, is what I'm saying. So yes, while I understand what you're saying, that maybe a man shouldn't comment on what a woman does with her body, or just in general stay out of women's business. But how is that less in his business by you saying a woman doesn't want a man, your chain is fake and no woman wants a man wearing fake chain, or no woman wants a man making less than X amount of dollars per year, or no woman wants a man that wears this, or no woman wants a man that goes here or works here and does this, like any of those things?
I just feel like it's such a broad,
like, again, nobody should speak for all mankind or all womankind. I agree with that, but I'm just saying, like, as far as being in business, how does that mean? I don't think that's being in a woman's business so much. Now, there are certain subjects and topics that do come up that I 100% feel like it's not your business, it's not our business to have or be privy to that conversation. However, like,
and that was an example.
Like, yeah, but the kind of stuff, I mean, stuff like this, as far as what is expected, like within a relationship, and just kind of like
that's different. That's different, but you can't sit up here and tell me that it's not a broad, ongoing conversation that men are saying that men don't take this specific type of woman seriously. He don't want you. You don't love yourself. You hate yourself. Why would you do that? No man is gonna like
those conversations are absolutely happening.
That's what I'm saying. Like, those very definite conversations and statements is like, huh? How dare you say that? That's what I mean by being in women's business. And also, like, it's so many, but that's what I mean. But saying that I don't want a lazy woman, I don't want a man that is not ambitious, I don't want a man that I feel like that's a real, for me, I feel like that's a real thing to or a real desire to say, like, I don't want a man that maybe
right, but there may be
works out a drive through. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my preference.
Right,
but to say that no man wants you, like, those are different statements.
But exactly what you're saying is, you're saying a woman can say no woman wants a man.
I didn't say nobody. You can say I don't want.
Oh yeah. No, we agreed there. I agree that the conversation is happening. But I don't think my point is I don't think that's being in women's business, because you're having a conversation about what you perceive, or the group of men or whoever that you spoke to have led you to believe that all men, whether it's true or not. Yeah, it may be true or not, but what I'm saying is I don't think that's being in anybody's business so much as having a general conversation.
In general, you don't think men, these masculine, I'm going to use air quotes on it, these masculine men are in women's business?
I'm not saying that they are or are not. I think that statement is taken to the extreme and used at convenience. Personally, I think it's used at convenience to, again, the popular phrase right now is calling a man sassy. Like, I think saying, oh, because you're in women's business is a convenient way to say, I just want to be able to call you a name. Because I don't think it's being, I think women, it's a double standard.
I can hear what you're saying on
that. The same conversations that you're saying, hey, you guys shouldn't be having, are the exact same conversations that happen on the opposite side. So I think it's a double standard.
No, I see what you're saying. Because I've seen things where women specify that things are sassy that men do this. Like, just being kind of living my life.
And my thing is, like, I don't feel like there's any, I 100% feel like what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So I don't feel like there's anything that it's like, oh, it's appropriate for a woman to do this, but it's inappropriate for a man. No, I feel like if it's okay for you to do it, it's okay for me to do it as well. I mean, I'm not speaking from a relationship point of view, but I mean that in a relationship point of view. And I'm talking about things like, oh, well, I can sit on the phone and gossip to my friends, but you can't do that. Why can't I? I'm not supposed to have friends? Or he's not supposed to have friends?
I call it yapping.
Yeah. It may be.
Yeah.
Whatever it's called. But why is it okay for one set of people and not the next set?
And men yap. Men yap just as much as women yap.
Agreed.
And I don't think that is...
But why is it frowned upon for them and not for
It just depends on how often you yap. Because then it's really sassy. Because if you do it every day, then...
But what if you do it every day?
I don't do it every day.
But what if a woman does it every day?
So you're saying because a woman can do it every day, a man can do it every day, and it's not considered sassy?
I feel like, why is it considered sassy?
Listen,
I feel like
I personally don't want a man that does that.
There's nothing wrong with you having a set of standards for yourself, but I just mean, like, I don't see why that's a negative. Like, whether it's sassy or not, why is that a negative for a man and not for a woman?
I guess that's...
You get what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like it's double standards.
It is.
And I don't think that's fair. Like, to say, like, oh, get out, and then to tell men that they shouldn't be in women's business when...
They do be in women's business.
I'm not saying they don't, but the subjects that we're talking about, or the circumstances we're talking about, I don't think constitutes business so much as opinion.
It's women's business. What I do with my body, it's my business.
Right, but again, just like you gave the example, if I buy a fake chain, what I put on my body is my business.
That's your business.
Right, but why is it okay? Again, back to the original question, why would it be okay for you to make a statement?
How can so if I decide to go have surgery, you can't tell me, well, don't nobody want you, you don't love yourself. And I can't tell you that your chain don't look nice around your neck. It doesn't matter how much it costs or where you got it from. It doesn't matter. It's for you, right?
Right.
You like it, I love it.
Right. So we agreed there, but what I'm saying is, your statement was, it's different for me to tell
because as a whole, and that's just an example. These are the conversations that I'm hearing that are being had by men, and it's more often than not. It's like, well, why do you care? Like, how? Like,
I agree. A lot of the conversations are, why do you care?
Yeah.
But that's, again, like I said, the same on both sides. It's, why do you care? Like, again, I don't feel like anybody, and it may or may not be in the opposite's business, but I don't think any one side is in
each other's business
more than the opposite. I don't think men are in women's business more than women are in men's business.
We can take a poll. I definitely think
100%
men are in women's business more than women are in men's business. We got a lot of business.
Yeah.
So we got our own shit to tend to be worried about a man who want to go get whatever he needs to get to feel better about himself. Yeah. Okay. Let's play. Oh, I just spilled it. Let's play. We listen and we don't judge. We need some time to think about it. Like, what's something that I think we can just listen to, and we're not going to judge you. Be vulnerable.
I'm thinking. I don't have anything else.
Something that you do in private. I feel like you do a plethora.
Yeah, but what's like worth talking about? I don't know. Okay, you go first, and maybe I'll something. We listen and we don't judge.
Okay, so I have to wait until Callie to go to bed to even like eat my dinner. Like if I cook or get food, like I have to wait for her to go to sleep for me to enjoy it. But I also, and I'm gonna work on this. This is my 2025 goal. But I also I'm a night eater. Like I snack my tail off. Like I'm eating cakes, cookies, candy, juice, pie. Like, I'm a horrible nighttime eater, but I won't eat shit during the day. And I feel like it brings me so much joy. Like, it's such a happy space for me to just put on Love is Blind and just eat myself into a fucking oblivion.
Okay. Well, I like coffee.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, that was it? You like to eat at night?
It's like really, like if you seen like what I eat, like damn. So is it a clump or no?
I only eat one meal a day, and it's usually after 10 p.m. And it's usually like an overflowing plate. So that's not.
Is it a plate and like ice cream and brownies?
So since I've gotten to the age that I'm at now, I've definitely been needing something sweet. Mm-hmm. Now I
is that an old?
I promise you, like as a child, even as a kid, and it's not to say that I didn't eat like candy and sweets, but I wasn't like the sweet tooth kid.
But after you eat that meal, you need something sweet.
Like now,
and it's not a dessert,
and it's not every time, but it's a lot of times. Mm-hmm. It's not every time. Because I'm still not like a sweet tooth person. It's just like it rounds the meal off.
I'm a sweet tooth person when the sun goes down.
No, see, I'm like a salty snacker. Mm. Like I want chips and popcorn and like a lemon. And, yeah. But yeah, now I definitely. But yeah, that's okay. Whatever. You like to eat after 9?
A lot.
Yeah. Like, are you binging and purging?
I'm definitely not purging. If you are, this is a judgment-free zone and there's help. But definitely not purging. I just eat until I just fall asleep. And I'm running up and down, like my bedroom's upstairs, like I'm up and down the stairs. And then I'm like to the toilet to pee because I've drank too much juice. Like it's a whole little nighttime cycle.
Like, see, that's not like crazy. Like I'm not really, like, again, I have like one meal a day. So I'm not really like a meal eater. Like I'm a snacker by nature. So to snack all night or all day even doesn't blow my mind. Like I could suffice off of snacking.
I feel really guilty because I know if I keep it up, I'm easily going to be on my 600-pound life. So I'm trying to stop.
Yeah.
I'm trying really, really hard.
I don't think those people are dealing with something else.
It's like, definitely mental before. It's definitely a reaction to an action. And
they're not just like snacking. Like you're talking about snacking.
They're frying chicken from their
bed. Like you're talking about that's something completely different.
It's not funny. Yeah, it's not funny.
No, it kind of is. Like I'm sorry. Like whatever. But yeah, it's something different. It's something different. But yeah, no, I'm a snacker. I'm a snacker and a napper. Like my whole life. You gotta get your nap in. Yeah. And you know what else? Oh, we listen and we don't judge. I am not a breakfast eater. Like time wise, like I like breakfast food. I'm just not like the breakfast. Like I'm hungry. Yeah. But those times when I do want breakfast, like time wise, I want like food.
Like oxtail.
Yeah.
And collard greens.
Like I love when I have leftovers. Leftovers for breakfast is the best thing. But yeah, like
what's breakfast? Like the 10 a.m.er?
After 10
or like a 12, like lunch. But that's like
no. Like after 10 is not breakfast to me. Like I kind of go by McDonald's hours with breakfast. Like after 10:30, it's not really breakfast anymore. But like when I say like if I get up in the morning and I want breakfast, I'm talking like 8. I'm an early riser, so I mean like 8 a.m. Like I want chili cheese fries, pastrami maybe.
Your stomach open real early.
It just doesn't play around. Like yeah, sausage McMuffin is cool, but seriously, what am I gonna do with that? Like it needs sustenance.
Pastrami. Crazy. Chili cheese.
Yeah, I want that. Like a fried pork chop, 100%. 100%.
That's crazy.
100%. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like leftover spaghetti.
At 8.
Mm-hmm.
With garlic bread.
I love garlic bread, but I don't eat it.
Do you put sugar in your spaghetti?
No. No. You put ranch on your spaghetti?
No. But that sounds fire. Yeah. Like Wingstop ranch?
My brother thought I was lying. I saw him a couple weeks ago. Well, he didn't think I was lying. He tried to make it seem like I made it up. He eats really weird and always has. And I had to remind him of the one time that like I saw him eating a bowl of peas. Peas are his favorite. I don't know what that is. I don't know what it is. I can't stand them.
Wait, just peas?
Not just peas, but peas with ketchup. I don't eat ketchup, by the way, so the whole thing was just, I don't know. But yeah.
And he denies it?
Wouldn't you?
Is he a middle child?
Yeah.
It's always the middle child.
Yeah.
They're the strangest.
Yeah.
They're so weird.
Yeah.
So he just has a weird eating problem?
And maybe it's not weird. Like, I'm just a very finicky person and I'm very particular about my
food. A bowl of peas is kind of crazy.
It's very crazy. But like I'm that person, like it's not that my food can't touch, but I don't want it to the point where it's mixing together. You know what I mean? Like I don't
know what you're missing.
Like I might put it together on my fork, but don't give me a plate full of mush. Don't do that.
Properly separated.
Don't give me hamburger helper on Thanksgiving.
I fucking hate hamburger helper.
I like hamburger helper. Don't serve me a plate of everything and just mix it all up.
And my husband asked me to. He frequently asks me to make hamburger helper. I refuse. I don't even buy it. The smell of it, like stroganoff.
Oh, see, I don't think I ate I only ate the regular. Like
I can't.
It wasn't like a regular meal for us. Like I had it as a kid, but it wasn't like a regular meal growing up. But
I don't feel like
the macaroni, the hamburger macaroni, like that is
gross.
What?
What? I don't have to eat that.
What?
I got a little something in the bag. I can like buy
with a pan of cornbread.
What?
Jiffy?
No. I'm not. You can't pay me to eat a box of hamburger helper.
You're crazy, lady.
So one more thing, the middle child. So I was talking to my husband about like I feel like my sister's really strange. Like the middle. I feel like middle children, they have like weird
conversations constantly about the difference between older, middle, and youngest children. Like not necessarily the stigmas, but the determining factors, like the stick out factors between them.
Like my middle sister, like has not so many, but like little quirks that just like popped into my head the other day. That she religiously, as a kid, like watched Jeopardy. Like it was a thing, but it was a thing. Like imagine being 14. And like you have to watch Jeopardy.
Like I was not that I had to watch it, but if I was scrolling past and it was on, I would stop there. Like but for me it was more out of habit because I grew up with old people and never watch it.
It was her go-to. Like
But what's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with it. It's not like
It's just a quirk.
Yeah, it's like a little quirk. Like, you have to watch, like, let's watch something funny. Like,
no, she wanted to enrich her mind.
What is it?
Yeah.
Like little quirks, so, yeah.
What do you think the thing is about, like, what would you say about oldest children?
They think they're the manager of everybody.
And what about youngest children?
We're like the best. Every youngest child that I've encountered, like, they have really nice personalities and really good, like, people skills. Because I feel like we grow up watching our older siblings, and we
like me. I know what you're saying. Like, for me, it was less of like having great people skills and more of like the people ahead of me had great people skills. So even though I was weird and shy and quiet and timid, I just mimicked what I saw everybody else older than me doing. Like, oh, they're all, because everybody was so popular. So of course, not necessarily by default, but it's like it kind of rolls down, if that makes any sense. Like, if your older sibling has a lot of friends, it's like, oh, well, their friends know you and they have younger siblings. So it's like, you know, it's just kind of like a roundhouse thing. But anyway, that to say, like, yeah, I kind of learned to mimic them.
I did the opposite. I didn't want to mimic them.
Like, see, and even that, like, wasn't, like, it was just like, okay, get it over with kind of thing. Like, I hated talking to people. I still kind of do, but I hated talking to people.
Yeah.
I hated talking to people as a kid. Still do. That's funny. I really do. I really do not like talking to people.
You don't like talking and like to...
I don't like the responsibility and the stress of having to maintain a conversation. I don't like that.
So maintaining a conversation is stressful.
Yeah. Like, usually my thoughts are very quick-witted, and so once I've got it out, I don't have much else.
I don't want to talk to you anymore?
It's not even that I don't want to, I just don't, that was it. Now I feel awkward because I don't have anything else. And we're just sitting here looking at each other. Like, I've never enjoyed the art of conversation. Is that odd?
I understand, because I have a lot of anxiety surrounding conversations and being in, like, social settings. And I don't really understand. I'm starting to understand, but that's probably why I don't have, like, women friends, female friends, because I don't understand, like, sitting
and just talking
and just chat, like, talking.
I understand it because when it happens to me and it works and it's like organic and it just kind of flows, it feels great. Like, I get it. I just don't like the pressure of it. I don't like the pressure of it approaching and walking up to a table to sit at people. I don't like the pressure of getting dressed to go to an event where I know I'm going to have to. I don't like any of that. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Introducing myself? Oh my god. And I don't want you to introduce me. Like, I just kind of want to be there and everybody at some point or another be okay with the fact that I'm there. Like,
you're just there. We don't know what his name is.
Hey, I don't know yours either, so we're square.
Don't need to know.
We're square. Yeah, no. I don't like the pressure of, I don't like it. Like, it sounds crazy, but it creates a very large amount of pressure inside of me.
It depends on what we're talking about.
Sometimes it's not very situational, but it can be situational because sometimes, like, usually most times it's almost always if it's something public and like just public or
just being outside, period.
Well, like something that's not like family related or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, and then there are times where it's like the family related stuff, like the family barbecue, where it's like I don't feel like I hate the announcement when you walk in. Oh, he just walked in. Look what just walked in. Everybody, like, I hate that. I hate that. Oh, come on.
Your family does that.
Everybody, I'm the late one. I'm explaining all the emotions that I'm going through as I'm getting ready to go to the.
I only thought that was done on like house party. Like, look at all the gigs. This kid.
Yeah. Everybody's usually drunk by the time I get there. So, well, and also,
are you late on purpose?
Not on purpose. Not like on purpose to the point of like I'm gonna be late today. But like,
I feel like if you're single, if you don't have any kids, why are you late? Why are you late? Because I'm gonna be late because I'm running late.
Because I don't want to open the party. What do you mean? It's just me. Like, you with your family, you have a set of people to sit with, waiting for everybody else to get with. I'm just here by myself.
Dealing with, I see why people with kids, like, do not put pressure on people with kids. Or a kid.
To get up earlier.
Because we're going to be late. These little people are unfucking predictable. They take shits when they know you're about to walk out the door.
Yeah.
And then you have to change, and then it's a blowout. So now you have to redo everything, throw you in the bathtub, pick out another outfit, recomb your little fro, grease you back down.
That's what you guys would love to have us thinking. every time you're ready. Every time. Yeah. Okay.
Every single time. But single? Why are you late?
I don't have to shit ever. I have blowouts sometimes. Sometimes I get out the shower and have to get right back in. I don't know. And sometimes I really just have to gather myself. Like, it's really an emotional feat to get up and go be social. Yes, that's really like a real...
Do you want to overcome that, or this is something you're comfortable with and you just live like, this is just how I am?
I do not want to overcome it, but I have to every single day. No, I would much rather disappear into the darkness of the night and shut all my blinds. I would much rather. I would 100% much rather.
I feel like you say that, but I don't know how true that is.
I don't know how well you know me. Like, I could 100% fade off into the blackness of night.
And no one ever calls your phone.
Like, I could be social on my terms, yes, but I don't.
That is so, like, I don't know if you know that, friend, but like, that's such a selfish outlook.
Why?
It's like, I want to be social. I want to pop out when I want to pop out, and I want to call you and shoot the shit with you when I'm ready. I'm feeling up to it, but let it be on the other end. Like, I'm not answering that call. I don't care what you needed. I'm not even gonna text back and say, "Hey, what's tea?"
What do you mean when you say let it be on the other side?
So when you're ready to be social, you just do you expect people to just be like receiving, like, okay, it's ready, hey, yeah.
No, I don't expect people to just, like, I'm not a sweeper under the rug, if that's what you mean. Like, no. I mean, when I'm ready to be social, I'd like for you to be like that, but if you want to address it, address it.
But after you just didn't answer the phone 3 times, or send a text back to say, hey.
You know why this conversation is so hard for me? Because I feel like people are so easy to be offended.
It's not offense.
Listen. I feel like people are so easy to take offense to. We're talking about me, but just a person in general, a friend or somebody you're close with being unavailable. And it's like, it turns into that's not fair and that's selfish and that's not right. And, whatever emotion. I'm not disagreeing with you or agreeing with you, but it's never or rarely, if ever, well, what exactly are you going through to make this your reality or this your need? Or is this actually what's best for you just in general? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I get it. I'm not saying that somebody shouldn't be offended if you care about somebody and they're just not, received. I'm not saying that, but I just mean, like, there's usually more to me specifically, definitely, but like somebody kind of going off grid or just kind of like taking their time. Sometimes it's just like, and we talked about this, like, emotionally, I can't handle that. So, yeah, it might be selfish for me to remove myself from you when you just want to be friends and talk and chit chat and shoot the shit. But right now, I'm on the verge of breaking.
But what if it's genuinely somebody? Because I'm you with other people, you know what I'm saying? And then I receive it from somebody like you. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So what if it's genuinely somebody to say, hey, I'm just checking on you. Like, I haven't seen you online, like, or you just.
What do you mean when you say, what if it's somebody?
What about like, genuine just calling hey, just wanted to.
But what's the question? What if?
Then how, you're making assumptions, like, and I'm just in my own world and my own feelings in my own bubble, like, I just don't want to talk right now. I don't want to talk about it. Like, I don't want to deal with anybody.
You're stepping off. You're taking a mental break. And you're saying, I'm really just want to check on you.
I'm genuinely just calling to check on you. So even if you don't want to talk in that moment, this is what is being reflected to me, because I do what you do to other people that genuinely care about me and want to check on me. So I'm like, I didn't feel like talking. Like, I don't want to answer the phone, but they're like, well, just text, just say, hey, like, I'm okay, or even text.
But see, I
don't feel like talking.
I get it, but I feel like I could say the same thing in that aspect. That's selfish. Like, for you to say, hey, I need you to do this for me, and I'm really just kind of playing devil's advocate to what you're saying, but like, I feel like I could perceive that as selfish. I need you to do this for me. When I'm really taking time and doing something for me, this has nothing to do with you. It's not, that I'm ignoring you or stepping away from you and dealing with everybody else. I'm doing something for me and taking mental clarity or time for my own mental clarity. But you're in that moment, it's like the focus is being made about you. Well, I'm trying to call you. You're not answering my call.
No, I feel like it's being looked at in the wrong way. It's not that. It's not about me. It's about I care about you. So even if it's hey, don't feel like talking, not even in that moment, but damn, maybe a day or two later, maybe 3 days later, you can just shoot a text and let me know you're alive. Let me know that you are okay. Like, to me, like when it was presented to me in that way, because I do shut off too to people that genuinely care about me. I'm just checking with. I don't want nothing from you. I just want to know that you're okay. And I can't muster up the energy to think outside of myself to say, to even, you know what I'm saying? Even not in that moment to send a text back.
And I don't think people are wrong. Like, again, I'm not saying that anybody's wrong for feeling like that or that you would be wrong. But again, I really do feel like that's a selfish way of thinking from that aspect, just because while I'm over here dealing with whatever it is that I'm dealing with.
So you'd rather people not care about you?
I'm not saying I'd rather you not care, but it's turned from what's going on with you to I need you to satisfy me.
No.
So hear me out. This is what I'm saying. So you're saying that I listen to what you're saying. I'm trying to call you. I care about you. I want to check on you. You can call me. You can let me know. It's not about you and okay, you're dealing with something.
It is. I'm trying to check on you. But I don't need it. But damn, like at least have so much. Think outside of yourself.
Be courteous to your needs in my moment of need.
Because I care about you.
I know. I understand that. So, I'm not saying you're wrong for caring. What I'm saying is you're asking somebody to be courteous to your needs in their moment.
Because I'm being courteous. Go ahead.
Listen. I understand mutual and reciprocation and all that, but sometimes it's not about that. Sometimes it's about just with that one person. Just like in your marriage, sometimes it's not about what you and him need together. Sometimes you need him to understand just what you need. Just like he needs you to understand just what he needs in that moment. It's not like, oh, well, if I'm doing this for you, I need this back. It's not about that all the time. So in that moment where I'm not able to answer the phone because of whatever I'm dealing with mentally, this is about me and what I need. So for somebody to call and flip it and say, I would like you to at least return my call. No, this is not about you. So that feels like you're making it more about you than about the person who's dealing with something.
I disagree, because to never circle back, you may not in that. So there's never a moment where you think and say, oh, I got a missed call.
Right.
Maybe I should see.
And who does that satisfy?
What's going on?
If I say that, and who is that to satisfy?
That's to satisfy the relationship. Because if I don't care, like, do I not care about?
Listen to what I'm saying. Again, you're making it about yourself.
I disagree. I don't
because
agree.
You're saying how you feel about what I'm going through.
So that other person on the receiving end that received that call, that missed that call, and didn't return that call, doesn't feel anything about it.
I'm not saying that you should do or don't. What I'm saying is it's not about what I'm going through. It's not about what you feel.
Right. So you're steady going through it. You never think outside of yourself to say, hey, maybe so and so really just wanted to. Maybe they needed me and I wasn't available. But I'm okay now. I'm in a better space now. So hey,
that's what I do.
Okay.
My better space is not the next day sometimes. Most times. It's not the next month a lot of times. But I do. That's what we're saying. Like when I come around, when I'm in a good place, when I can be that to you. So that's why I'm making the comment that again, you saying, "Oh, well, what if I needed you?" Well, I needed me. I couldn't.
I'm not saying in that moment.
What I'm saying is, I can't be what you need. My obligation can't be to be what you need because I'm going through. I can't stop going through what I'm going through and stop handling what I'm going through.
Okay with that, but I on the receiving end.
But
I'm on the receiving end.
Right, but you. While I'm not
talking about in that moment. I'm saying in that moment, we can be dealing with whatever we're dealing with. But to never circle back around and say, hey, remember when you called me 2 months ago? I know I missed your call, but, I don't have to explain what I was going through. But, yeah, I wasn't available in that moment. But is everything okay with you? But to just pop out
that still feels like making it about you.
If that's how it feels,
that's still like okay, but you never circle back to me while after you got.
But you can't just not acknowledge.
But you didn't acknowledge.
I did. I tried to, but you didn't give me the opportunity to because you didn't pick up the phone. But to just say, hey, I'm better now. Like, hey, what's going on? What did I miss? And I say, hey, well, I know you called. You have to, I don't know, you don't have to do anything, but it just feels better and it helps the relationship when you acknowledge those things. Like, I know that happened. We're not going to pretend like you didn't call me 3 months ago. Like, that's it.
I mean, I get that, but again,
is that too much? That feels like too much pressure?
It's not the pressure. It feels like what I was going through is negated. It feels like
I don't know what you're going through.
I get it. That brings me back to my original point, which is what I was trying to explain. Mm-hmm. You don't know what I'm going through. Mm-hmm. So when you automatically get offended, I'm not saying you, but I'm not saying you, but it automatically goes into, well, what if I needed you?
Mm-mm. And I guess it's just a case by case situation.
Or if it's so. I'm really curious about this. So this is a constant conversation that I have. And again, it may not go into what because it may not be what I needed from you. I was calling you because I needed something, but it always goes back to not. It's never like you weren't answering. Are you okay? You weren't answering,
and that's what it should look like. That's what it should be, and that's what I receive. Because, like I said, I'm you, so I go recluse when I'm going through something, or I don't feel like talking, or I'm not feeling my best. And I have people or family that calls me, and even friends too that reach out like, hey, like, what's going on? And I don't respond. And they call me out on it like that. That doesn't feel like it's like you care about this relationship. Mm-hmm. Because you may not feel like talking in that moment. You may be going through it and you don't want to talk about it or whatever the case may be. But damn, like, at least just let me know at some point you're okay. Mm-hmm. And I've done that. So I'm working on me and that.
I do understand.
In that regard, like, okay, I do need to do better with my communication because not answering the phone, like, yeah, maybe I don't feel like talking, but I never circle back and say, hey, like, I know you called. Like, I was going, like, I don't know if that makes sense or if I'm just talking in circles, but like, I think it's a level of dismissal, like, or I don't care so much about the relationship. That's what it looks like and feels like. That may not be your intention, but that's what it feels like.
Like, my thing is, like, if I'm not real, I could be delusional with the world, but I'm really realistic with myself. And I'm not saying, like, that this is good or bad, but my reality in my head is, if I know for a fact that this person can't do anything about my situation or can't change it, I don't want to sit up and talk about it until I'm over it. Like, I can't talk about a situation. Like, not say I can't, but I prefer not to keep talking about it, while I'm actively living in it, as opposed to like, okay, now I'm on the other side of it. Guess what happened? You know what I mean? And I know that's part of what you're talking about.
And I'm the same way. Like, I identify with that, but when I talk to my loved ones, they're like, this may be their selfish need from me. Like, you're not a good friend, let alone a good cousin, that doesn't feel good, and it may be something selfish that they need from me, but is it valid? Yeah, your feelings are valid.
Mm-hmm. I don't disagree with you there, but like, see, my thing is, for me, like, I don't feel like, and I'm saying you obviously in the conversation, but I really mean just as a general in regards to like the people that I've had this or kind of dealt with this with. Like, I don't feel like I said earlier in this conversation, once you made me feel a kind of way, any kind of way, that's the way I feel moving forward. Mm-hmm. So the people that are kind of like my team or just kind of like my day-to-day people, like I said, like I've never, and I disappear. I go dark. You know what I'm saying, when I go through my stuff. That's no new thing. Secret. But the people that are kind of like my day-to-day, I don't get a whole lot of just like I said, like, okay, I do get okay, I was trying to call you. I've been trying to call you. You ain't answering my calls. I get that. Mm-hmm. But I have never gotten one like, okay, you haven't answered for 2 days or you haven't answered for 3 weeks. Is everything okay? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I just need to ask that. Yeah. Because that would come off different. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because even in my moment of not being able to, or not wanting to, or being in a place to like really go over and talk about whatever it is that's happening, like, at least I can process, because realistically, like, speaking for self, but I'm sure everybody in the world, when you're going through something, your mind is not the most clear. Mm-hmm. So that to say, like, I might misinterpret stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're saying, like, oh, I care about you. Mm-hmm. Okay, but to me, when I'm going through it, it sounds like you're making it about you. You care about me, so you want to know, you want me to answer the phone because you care, you need it for you. Mm-hmm. That satisfies you. Mm-hmm. Not, I care about you. I need to make sure you're okay. I don't have any questions, but I just want to make sure you're okay. Mm-hmm. Are you okay? That would come off way different and present way different in those situations, because it would make somebody, or like myself, feel like, okay, well, maybe I can talk to you about this. Not that I felt like,
well, it's not about you. It's not you being upset with me because I didn't answer the phone when you called me. It's you genuinely,
and that's where the pressure. That's where the pressure comes from, because it feels like now I have to explain myself. Yeah. Now you want to ask me over and over. Well, why? Well, why you didn't? Well, why you didn't? Well, why?
So you get this a lot.
I get this a lot.
Yeah.
That's why I say, like,
and it makes it worse. Like, what I've learned with you, like, you don't. People like your personality type, like, you don't push. You don't do that's like a push. Like, answer the phone, like. Calling you 5 times back to back don't do shit.
Nothing at all.
Nothing. It's going to make you not want to answer the phone even more. Absolutely.
The anxiety goes up.
So I don't know if you even like notice like when we don't talk, like, and then we start like, are you okay? Like, I'm learning to not even just you, like. It's
just in general.
It's just better lines of communication. Are you okay? How are you? You know,
I'm really that person, and this is my own personal PTSD. But like, the phone really gives me between work and just like having been like, I don't want to say a go-to person, but spent a large part of my adult life as like a yes man, an okay man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, I'll do it. Okay. I have a certain amount of PTSD just from the phone,
naturally.
Like it just kind of constantly feels like somebody's calling for something. They want something. They need something. I'm going to be obligated to something. I'm going to be like, I'm going to want to say no, but I know I'm going to say like that kind of, and that's where I say like, okay, when I'm in the midst of going through, and that's just general day to day. So when I'm going
everybody through something, so that we don't even have to decide.
Not even that. Just. Again, that's day to day, just kind of feeling like, okay, anybody that's calling me needs something. Like, I have to be something every time I answer the phone. Aside from that, just like, okay, now I'm going through whatever it is I might be going through at the moment. Now I have to be something. Like, I can't even be like I said, I can't even be what I need for myself right now, let alone think about what you're about to ask me, or ask me for, or ask me to do, or ask me, or try and talk and chit chat and bullshit that I don't care about right now because my rent's due. Like, whatever the case. Like, that's again where it takes like, oh, okay. Maybe if somebody called like, oh, I just didn't like, I don't want, or I got that text, like, versus the angry text, like I've been calling you. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just creates a certain amount of PTSD and makes it feel like it's easy to be misinterpreted. Like I said, when you're emotional for whatever reason, like, things don't read the same.
Yeah.
as they would in your right mind.
Right.
So
I agree with that.
You know, it does feel like
you're not wrong for feeling how you feel or moving how you move, or any of us, if we choose to just retreat and just not answer the phone, it's your phone. Somebody put it to me, I pay my phone, but you're not gonna punk me out of answering the phone or answering the text. Like, I get that, and I live and I stand firm on that. However, you still have to be accountable for how that may feel to people that
I get that.
care about you and are wanting to just check on you, or even have a conversation with you, because when you need them, you want them to answer the phone. So I think it's a
give and take. Like, no, I get that, but that's also, I'll be honest, like, that also feeds into me not being like the type of person to call many people. Yeah. Because I know how I am, so I really don't expect people to answer when I call. I don't I would never get offended. Maybe somebody like my immediate family, like my dad, my sister, like that, maybe. But in general, like, I could never be offended by somebody not taking my call. Ever. And I never would be, honestly, unless it was something really specific, but I never would be, because I know how I am. So that's just to say, like, yeah, I get what you're saying, but I honestly wouldn't be offended if the shoe was on the other foot, just because. I'm just not. I feel like I'll see you when I see you. Like, I'm great to catch up with in person. I'm horrible to catch up with over the phone. Horrible is not even the word. Even actually being on the phone, like, I'm not a good conversationalist. I'm not, like, I can listen amazing. I can listen great with the best of them. Yeah. So don't expect me to carry a conversation in any kind of way. What? Don't expect me to carry a conversation is crazy. It is, but it's my life. Like, I am a willing I accept you. Like, I participant. Listen, I've learned Prince Ali throughout these years and got in my feels about how you are and got the fuck out of them. And I understand that it's not personal. It's not personal. He is just who he is. And he's not gonna change. I try. And it's okay. Like, I understand. Like, I overstand. Like, I'm not offended. I try. Yeah, I'm not offended. I'm better now than I was at one point, so there's that. I am. I think. Okay. But say la vie. So la vie. Yeah. All right, what's the moral of the story, Prince? Answer your phone and tell people you don't feel like talking. Are you going to do that, or are you just telling people that? Probably not. Yes, I am. It was a resolution. It is a resolution. Yes, I am. No. You're lying. Because this sounds good. No, he's not going to do it. And it's okay. It's okay. What's your moral? Let's communicate better. Like, communication is key. Yeah. So let's try to shed all of our learned behavior and pick up some new tools to communicate better, move better, be better. See better. See better. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, there it is. There we are. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to this week's episode of Can You Hear Me Now? Let's keep the conversation going with your favorite co-host. Once again, I'm DJ Auntee Mimi. And I'm Prince Ali. And take care of yourself and one another. Yeah. Don't be kind to yourself. Yeah. Is that what I would say? Be kind. Is that what's so long? In syndication. Not filming. She had her employees like sister. Yeah. All right. All right, y'all. Bye-bye. Bye.